What's up, crew? Welcome back to Libertalia Game Supply. In this video, we're going to talk about Zoodiac, but specifically how Zoodiac could affect deck building if they were to ever come back. Now, the reason we're talking about this today is because I came across a discussion on the Zoodiac Duelist Facebook group where they were talking about whether or not we should get Dryden back to 1, because it's a pretty decent card, but at 1 it's probably not that good, especially with the Rat and Barrage also being at 1. The deck is not what it once was, not even by a little bit. But in my mind, I figured let's take that one step further. Just give it all back at 3, and what could you possibly do with it? And so this was my exploration of if we were to get Barrage to 3, Rat to 3, Dryden to, I'm only playing 1, but 3, and Broad Bull, I'm only playing 2, but 3, and what can we do with it? Turns out you can do quite a bit, and this is honestly just, it's a quick brainstorm. I didn't spend days and days working on this because it's unreasonable to expect this to ever actually happen, but I did think it was an interesting topic to discuss, especially if some of you are newer to the game and have not seen what full power Zoodiac looked like. And so here we have it, a couple of Zoodiac combos with my favorite Beast Warriors. You already know what I'm talking about, and we'll get to see how that works out. Here's the list real quick also, I suppose, if you wanted to see that. Not that you can really do anything with it anyway, but there you go. Let's get on with it. Alright, so for this initial busted banless combo, we're opening Torifun plus any Bujin, our standard 1.5 card combo. That'll give you a Ahashima pointing to an F-Zero, so when the F-Zero detaches to negate and steal something, you also get a back row pop. Okay, first turn combo for a rogue casual to your deck. It's fine. If we add the Barrage, it becomes so much better. It becomes absolutely ridiculous. Well, add the Barrage and triple Rat and all of the banned Zoodiac monsters. But you'll see what I mean in a minute here. Let's go Torifun to start us off. Standard Bujin Fair. Uses the effect, and we'll get our 2 summons. You don't really need all of the graveyard setup for this combo that the Mahitatsu will provide, except we're going to do it anyway because it would be wrong not to. I mean, you just gotta do the standard stuff here. Dump whatever you want, doesn't matter. We're going to now make, instead of a Bujin Xyz, which would be normally what you do, we're gonna go right into the Link, the Ahashima, get the summons off the Ahashima into the Susanoo. So right now we've got the Sinew in hand, and we've got, it can be whatever you want because it's gonna be gone in a moment. We're immediately gonna turn this into a Susanoo. 1, 2. And then we're going to get that Susanoo search. We need the rank up guy. We need the Haruko, so we'll grab that. Put that in our hand, and we're going to use it right away. It's not going to stay for long. It's going to ask us to use the hair every single time a card is activated. That sucks. We're going to activate the Haruko to rank up the Susanoo into our Amaterasu. And then we're going to use the Amaterasu right away to put a new body back on the board, or an old body, I suppose. Throw that Haruko back on the board, and now we get to use our Zoodiac stuff. So we'll use this Barrage. We're going to activate the Barrage targeting the Ahashima. We no longer need it, and we want that spot for something else. And off of that Barrage pop, we're going to get the Rat, the dreaded Rat. So now we're going to special summon our Broad Bull hard style. We're going to use both materials because we want both effects. Now, first effect, we'll just get the extra Rat out of the deck here. Why waste time? Throw the extra Rat on board. For the second effect, you have a couple options for your search. Now, one thing to note is that it can only search a Beast Warrior that can be normal summoned. And so no Harume, which is a horrible, horrible mess for me. If you could search that Harume, this would be absurd. So it's probably good that it doesn't. But we are going to search the Whiptail. Your other option here, which you could do instead, just to get the extra body, is the Arasuda, and then you would just trigger the hair for no reason on your Amaterasu to get the special summon, but this is more resource cognizant, and so we'll just do that. Now right here, we'll go ahead and make our Shaka 9, make sure we got the right one. Defense mode is perfect, and we're going to activate the effect to get another Rat. So now the Whiptail is going to equip to the Shaka 9 in order to be able to use the other effect of Shaka 9, and we're going to get our extra Rat on the board. And then we're going to use the Shaka 9 here to get the... it doesn't matter because effects are negated, can't use it for Xyz summoning. If that were not the case, we would just make another Broad Bull to get another search for another extender. So it's a good thing, once again, that these limitations are in play for a deck that was already ridiculous. However, you can use it for link materials. So that is what we're going to do right away. IP. Now what you pick for your second link material doesn't matter a whole lot. We just need 2 Xyz monsters left over to make our F-Zero, which, I mean, honestly, it doesn't matter at all, because you can just, as long as you have a Zoodiac to put the Dryden on top of, you're good to go. But for this instance, we'll just use the 2 closest to me. We're going to make our Dryden with our rat. So now it does matter. If you make the Dryden with this, you have to use the Dryden for the F-Zero. So you just want to make sure you have 2 non-Drydens on the board. We can go 1, 2, 1, and 2 for the F-Zero. And now your inboard has the quick effect pop for Dryden, an IP that's ready to go. So now you have a couple options here. If you get the negate and steal off of the F-Zero, you could just use that to make the SP. If you use this effect early on to pop something, you could make the SP with that. If you were to get both, use this to get your pop and negate and steal, you've now interrupted twice. You could, I guess, put Appaloosa in the extra deck and make a 3 material Appaloosa right there too. So it can get pretty silly, ridiculous, absolutely ridiculous. Now we'll move on to the next combo. All right, so now for this second combo, we can go double F-Zero plus the IP plus the Dryden. The only way you're going to do that, as far as I have figured so far, is you open your same 3 cards from before, the Torifun plus any Bujin plus the Barrage, and in this make-believe world, I'm playing 19 Barrage, so that's pretty easy. Open turn 1, and then any of your extenders, I picked the Hume because it'll be easiest to click fewer buttons, like 2 fewer buttons over the course of the combo, but this could be any of them because you search the other ones throughout the remainder of the combo anyway. So we're starting off exactly the same here. I will not explain it nearly as much just because you just watched it and you probably don't need to see it again. So we'll try to click through this nice and quick, and we'll edit together all the stuff a little bit faster so that you don't have to sit and watch nothing. Alright, so now right here is about where it branched into the initial combo that I just showed you, and we're going to change it up a little bit, so it'll be a little bit similar. We'll get the Zoodiac Rat Pier out of the deck again, and then we're going to get our search off of the Broad Bowl. So now remember, we do get an additional Broad Bowl at some point this turn. You're able to just make it with any Zoodiac on board because we summoned it hardstyle the first time. In this instance, we can grab, whatever kind of extender you want. So because we have the Harume, we don't need the Susanoo to search it, so you don't need the rank up. It'd be a waste of a Susanoo. We can grab the Arasuda here because we have the Harume to trigger it already, and we're good to go. Now with our rat, we're going to make our Shakanine again, and we're going to get just the rat summon off of it. We will use its special summon effect in a moment. So we're going to get the rat, detach, get the special summon of the new rat out of the deck, and now we're set up here to get a little silly with it. So now we're going to use the rat that's on the board to make a new Broad Bowl to get our additional search. Our Broad Bowl search will activate, and we're going to grab the Whiptail here because we want that special summon out of the graveyard. So we'll get our 1 Whiptail. We're going to activate our Whiptail, equip it to the Shakanine to get the Shakanine special summon. So we'll do that right away. And what you get doesn't really matter because it's just link material at this point. We'll throw it on the board, and then we'll just link it away right away because we need the space for the Bujin guys. 1, 2, and we got IP. So now one of these 2 will be our Dryden. We'll just throw it on here and hope we don't accidentally click on it here in a moment. And then these 2 will be the rest of our second F-Zero. So you have this ability to banish and special, 1, and then trigger the effect of the Arasuda for 2. So we got our 2. We need this Susanoo in the graveyard to get the effect of the Gaga Gaga Magician. We'll put it on board just so you can see what I'm looking at. You can read that if you're unfamiliar, but let's be honest, you know what that is if you've been on this channel before. We'll make our first F-Zero just because we need that Susan in the graveyard. 1, 2. We'll use our Magician effect to get our second Susanoo, or I guess you could have used the Broad Bowl. That's a good point, yeah. But we don't do that here. We use Bujins when we can. 1 and 2. Let's put him next to his buddy. And defense mode, I guess. And there you have it. IP, double F-Zero, Dryden, off of, I guess it's a 4-card combo, but it's not really. The only 2 specific cards you need are the Torifun and the Barrage, which is at 1 in real life. So unlikely here, but, that's what the video was about. But with this board, you have 1 negate and steal, you have 2 negate and steal, you have a quick effect pop, you then have the IP to make an SP off of either this, one of your stolen dudes, or actually in this instance, if you force the Appaloosa in here and you were to negate and steal both times, you can also make a 4 material Appaloosa plus 2 more F-Zeros with materials when they pass a turn back to you. So probably really, really good that these cards are banned and limited the way that they are, because, you know, it's been long enough for me to have forgotten just how nasty this deck was. But boy, this was a fun trip down memory lane, and I hope that it never comes back to us. But if it does, this is what I'm going to be doing. Happy deck building. I'll see you guys the next one. Have a good one. Goodbye.